Hello, how are you? Let me see if I'm live. How's your first weekend of the second half of 2024? You see, time flies. It's already like the second half of 2024. And are you on the way to achieve at least, like at the moment, half of your whatever goals that you have set for yourself this year? You're right. Looks like I think I'm live. Should be live. Okay, now welcome back to Ask Jason Anything Sunday night about Facebook advertising. And yep, I do this every Sunday night, basically just to go live for half an hour to answer questions that I receive on my YouTube channel. So if you have any questions regarding Facebook advertising and digital marketing, I would recommend that first, please go to my YouTube channel and try to search for an answer because I posted over 1,000 videos on my YouTube channel. Probably I've covered something similar to whatever situation that you are having right now. So if you can find an answer, please go ahead and do whatever you need to do because yeah, you're gonna face more questions to come because as you run ads, you will realize, well, it's like a really like a very deep thing over here where a lot of situations may come to you and you probably need a little bit more help. So if you need help, you always can come to me because that's how I work with advertisers from all around the world. Basically, I specialize in meta ads optimization, meaning if you do run ads and you want to find out what's working and what's not working and how can you take your campaign performance to the next level, that's what I do. So please reach out to me and we would actually be able to. I mean, you can actually go to my website, which is like trevacademy.com, and over there I have got some options that you can actually go into if you need help on meta advertising. So yep, and yeah, let's go into that. We don't have a lot of questions today, so the live would be about like half an hour. But if we end this early, I mean, if we don't have a lot of questions, then we probably will end this early. So I'm just gonna do a. We have got quite a number of questions over here, but I believe these are the things that I can actually cover quite quickly. So yep, this is called Ask Jason Anything About Facebook Ads. We go live every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Malaysia time. So if you are free, but just now we were saying that if you have any questions that you cannot find on my YouTube channel, you can actually post your question as a comment. And what I'll do is on the following Sunday, I would screenshot your questions and I'll come back to live here and answer your questions live. Yeah, like this. So you can actually come back and watch the replay or you can join me live on the Sunday night itself. That's how it's done. All right. So just in case if you need something quicker and say that I cannot wait until Sunday, can I just do a quick session with you? Yes, you can actually scan this QR code to do a 30-minute Zoom call with me. This will take you to my Fiverr gig, where this gig has been purchased by hundreds of people from all around the world. Basically, you can ask me anything. You can ask me to look at your campaign. You can ask me to look at your settings. You can ask me any questions in this session. So yeah, that's how we do it, right? So yeah, I mean, just in case you have some questions that are a little bit more PNC, you don't want to go live here. I mean, that's how we actually can do it together as well. Now, if you need to learn Facebook advertising, I would recommend my Facebook Ads Masterclass. This is a recorded training where we consist of 5 main modules. This is a 2.5-hour training. We have 5 modules here. First, we talk about my Facebook ad strategy structure, and like I call it the 2-step funnel. How do we set up the campaign in according to the funnel, the framework, and how do we do the budget distribution, step-by-step walkthrough, basically. So that's the first part. And then as we move along, we will also talk about the objective selection, as in when it comes to meta advertising, there are different objectives available. We want to know which one is more suitable for you and how can we actually make it work for your business. So that's something that we can actually look into as well. And then we talk about the audience targeting techniques. I have got quite a number, I think 5 to 6 of them that I've been using over the past 10 odd years that are really useful until even today. So I will share with them. I'll share those techniques with you so that you can actually quickly learn and and get to the right audience for your campaign right away. And followed by the 4th one, which is the audience creative and ads creative and copywriting, whereby I'm not an ad creative person and even a copywriter, but what I do is because I work with clients from all around the world, I learn firsthand from them about what's working and what's not working, and I will share with you in there so that you can actually avoid making a lot of mistakes on your own, right? And then after that, the last part, which is the 5th part, is about analytics, because in my opinion, anybody can start running ads, but it takes really knowledge to know whether your campaign is working or not working. And it's really the analytical skill that you need to acquire. So I will share with you how to analyze, what are the metrics to analyze, and how do you make decision based on the metrics and the data that you get on your campaign. So that's something that I would definitely believe every Facebook advertisers must learn. So it's a recorded training, and you always get the latest version of it, because whenever there are updates and all that, I would do a re-recording, and you always get the latest version. If you go to the link that you get after purchasing the course. So this is where you can scan the QR code and actually you can get that. Now, for those who just say, like, I don't want to learn, I've learned enough, and my campaign just doesn't seem to be really working that fine, can you come and help me quickly rectify and, help me get back into whatever momentum that I want to get into? So yes, I do have a program where this is really every month I would take only a handful of clients to really design your campaign and set up the campaign for you. So basically, like what I'll do is first I would actually understand your campaign need, and I will design a strategy for you. And from there, we will talk about budget planning. We'll talk about audience targeting, creative as well. I will advise you on the creative direction. And I'll also advise you on the copywriting, and even if you have a landing page, I will also look into the landing page and the entire customer journey to help you optimize before we hit the road running. And once we go through that, you have everything ready with the campaign creative and everything. On the second call, I will set up the campaign for you in front of you. So it's definitely cool to invite all your team members to come and join, whoever who wants to learn this thing. So basically, it's going to be like a tailored training for your business, and everything is going to be recorded, so you can actually have this as a future internal training material as well. And then, of course, in the following few calls, we will talk about analytics, optimization, how to understand the data, how to take it to the next level, how to make decision based on the numbers and all that. I'll do it for you. This is like a done for you, with you kind of program, where you get the result up and running right away, an optimized campaign up and running right away, and you get results in right away, and you get to learn the whole thing, and this is really a tailored program for every business. So if you're interested in such program, scan this QR code and let's have a quick chat and see if we are a good fit to work together. All right, so let's get to the questions. We have got a few of them. But the first one is coming from Aika. So the question here is, your Facebook account has been restricted and all the assets and blah, blah, blah. So you can't remove your Facebook page from the BM, and you share that pixel and all that. So you created another business manager with your sister's profile. Okay, you created a new page, a new pixel. All right. And okay, now you're thinking you want to keep your Instagram account. Okay, you're trying to warm up the new Facebook before you can start running ads. You know what? Actually, with the new page and a new ad account, you can already start running ads. No problem with that. With a new pixel, start running ads. But when it comes to Instagram, it really, really depends whether your Instagram was connected to your previous BM. So I would actually recommend that you try to release it from the previous BM if you can. That means everything is good. But if you cannot, that means it is stuck with the business manager, that probably you have no choice but to recreate a new new Instagram account from scratch all over again. So so that's the thing you actually should look into. But to be frank, if you want to start running ads with the newly created page, ad account, pixel under your sister's names and everything, new business manager, you don't really need to warm up. You can just start running ads. But if you want to create a new profile for yourself to be entered, to join the new BM as an admin in the future, then you can actually do it now and warm up for 2 months. While everything ongoing, you can start running ads already. You don't really need to wait for anything. Okay, all the best with that. And the next one is coming from Kelsey, Tech Talks with Kelsey. So you're saying that you ran out of pixels. So your only options is to actually use the old pixel. The video that you are commenting on is on using an old pixel. It's actually fine, actually. I've seen quite a number of cases where my client reused the pixel, because the problem here is once you have created a pixel, you can't delete the pixel. So it becomes an eyesore in a way for those people who are a little bit OCD. So I don't actually object the idea of reusing the pixel, but you have to understand that this is going to be like a whole, it's like learning everything from scratch again, but it's fine, actually, to be frank. If you have run out of pixel, first thing first, I actually kind of not sure how many pixels you can create, but how many you have created to run out of pixel that you can create. That must be crazy. But yeah, I would say creating a new pixel is fine. Go ahead and do that. Using the old pixel for your new website is fine. As long as the pixel has been dormant for a while and all the data is clear and all that, I think it's fine. But if you are talking about sharing the pixel for different domain, let's say you have an abc.com and efg.com and both are sharing the same pixel, I probably would not agree with that, because to be frank, Pixel is domain specific. But if you're using an old one that is no longer in use for a new website, I think that's fine. So that's what I mean. So the other option, you're probably asking, what else can you do? You ran out of really, like, I've never seen this before, but you ran out of Pixel. You can't create new ones anymore. Well, you can always create a new business manager. Right? I do believe that it's possible. Or you can actually just get someone else to create and make you an admin, and you can actually do whatever you want. So that's how I would think and I would do for this situation. All right. All the best with this one, Kelsey. Now, the next one is coming from Jetro TV. So you commented on my video about like the Facebook page reach gets lower. And your question is, do you mean we have to boost our posts every single time? Now, I mean, the thing about organic reach on Facebook is really a passe thing already. Nobody, I mean, I rarely see pages with really strong organic reach, but nonetheless, there are still, some people who are counting on the organic. But I would say if you really want to run business, then definitely you have to invest a little bit. So basically, what Facebook is doing here is, yes, they're definitely limiting the number of people that you can reach, as in like your organic reach usually is between like 3 to 5% right now. I've seen higher, about 8 to 10, but that's probably the highest you can go. It's impossible to reach everyone because, to be frank, not everybody is interested, because what Facebook is doing in our feed here is they will always show things that they believe we are interested in. So unless you have, these are the new fans and all that, then definitely every time you post something, then they are likely to see it. Otherwise, people who have not been engaging with your post in the past, they probably won't see it anymore. But if you are actually having some, let's say, you have a big news that you want to announce to your members and all that, then definitely it's worthwhile to boost the post or to use engagement objective to reach the existing audience on your page itself, to let them know about your latest promotion, product launch, and stuff like that. It's definitely a thing to do. I would recommend that. But yeah, if you are talking about you want everybody to see posts every time you post something, then you definitely have to consider boosting your post. But here's the thing. When you're boosting your post, you have to make sure that you're boosting to the right people. In my opinion, only boost to your fans, and you don't need to actually spend a lot of money. It's just like kind of like, like a little investment. If you really want to get a message across to your people, then yes, I believe you have to do that, because we can't really count on the organic reach. That's why when it comes to growing the page following, is no longer something that we actually focus on a lot when we are working with our clients, basically, because like I say, organic reach is not there. And then we always focus on what needs to be done to really drive the business. That's why advertising is always the way to go for us, because that effectively helps us reach the audience that might be interested in what we do and what we sell. And from there, we are able to try to convert as much as we can, to drive the business forward. And when it comes to organic reach and all that, it becomes a little bit of a secondary thing, where you can still do that. You can still, post content and use that as an engagement, but basically only those who cares will see. That's what I mean. So yeah, so that's kind of like the shift of strategy that we are having right now. But yep, that's what I think about the organic reach and about boosting your post every single time you post something. It's not necessary, but if you know what you're doing, if it's an important thing that you have to push out, then of course do that. Okay, thanks for the question. Now the next one is coming from Li. So you're saying that you need some serious help. Okay, now, so your problem here is you have a Facebook page. It was selected to be verified. You do not have the same phone number that you use on the account. Wow, okay. Selected to be verified. That's interesting. Verified means verified. Page verification is now, you mean the blue badge, the blue check badge? I think that's really something that you need to pay to get that, right? So now the problem here is you are no longer using the phone number that is attached to the ad account, to that profile, and was named after your video name, and you submit your ID, will not take it. Oh, okay, wow. Oh, really? This is really something that is quite tricky. We definitely have to see what's the situation like in order to give you recommendation. But to be frank, I think I have not seen this similar case like yours for a while. The last time I had my client having this issue, they couldn't get it back because yes, they created a profile under their company name, which they cannot provide an ID with the company name on it because it's a company name. Let's say if I do like TribeWeb Academy, if I create a profile as TribeWeb Academy and one day my profile got banned and they ask for my ID and say that you got to show me an ID saying that you are named Tribe Academy, which is impossible. It's a business name. So that's the reason why I always encourage people to use your real name when you're creating your Facebook profile. And it's really important because what Facebook is trying to do here is they're trying to make sure that it's your real name. That's why verification, all these things are actually there. So yeah, I mean, changing the phone number may help, may not, but you probably have to change it and wait for a while and try again, because the last time one of my clients tried that, it couldn't get through. So what we did was we tried to use the email to verify, and after several tries, I think she got it back. And yeah, we did it together over Zoom call. So yes, that's quite happy for her. But wow, this is really a while ago. I think at least 2 years ago. This client was really like a while ago. Yeah, so I've not experienced such cases for a while now. But based on what I know, yeah, it's quite tricky. But I'd say, yeah, if you change the phone, they allow you to change, then probably wait for a while because it may take a while. Then the other thing is you try to use your email, other means of logging in to see whether you can actually get it back in. And yeah, all these things about the naming and stuff. So yeah, all the best with that. Seriously, I mean, I'm sorry that I may not be able to provide a lot of context in this one, but hopefully you can actually get it back as soon as you want. All right, all the best. Thank you for popping by. Now the next question I have here, we have 4 more to go. Wow. So the next question is coming from Jabit. Okay. All right. So if your ad account is disabled, can you get monetization? It really depends whether your ad account is disabled because of the ad account, or is it your profile is being disabled. So you have to understand that there are many levels of disability when it comes to, or restriction, when it comes to Facebook restriction. The worst case is your profile being permanently restricted, then everything that ties with it will be gone. Yes, your BM will not be useful anymore. Your page can't actually detach from your BM if it's being disabled or linked to a disabled profile. And your ad account won't be you won't be able to run ads with your ad account, and everything is kind of like down. So yeah, but having said that, I have not dealt with monetization. So one of my clients, back then, I think somebody actually reached out to me for monetization. They were kind of like interrupted because the business manager was restricted. But once we went through the business manager restriction, as in like we removed the restriction after requesting review and submitting whatever they are asking from us, it actually got back into normal state. So yeah, so that's what I know about monetization. But essentially, it's really about what is being disabled. Is it your ad account disabled? Which is fine. If your personal profile is not disabled, if your business manager is not disabled, you should be fine. But if your profile is restricted, then you probably have to do something about it. That's why, yeah, understanding where are you at right now is really important. But I won't be able to give you the context unless we actually kind of like, we have a Zoom call and then we look at where you are right now. Like you got to share your screen and do that. So if you need my help to look at your situation to give you recommendation on where you are right now and what's probably might affect you, you can scan this QR code. It will take you to my Fiverr gig where you can actually buy me a dinner. Then we can actually have a 30 minutes call to look at whatever that we need to look at, right? So yeah, so that's where we can do. All right, so thanks for the question. Thanks for popping by. Now the next one is coming from William. You're saying that you don't understand what I said I did for the client. So do you mean that I did that for the client is increase his click-through rate? Is that you add more creative to the previous creative running? Okay, now this is a video that I talk about what did I do to increase CTR for my client, because essentially if you're able to increase CTR, let's say if your CTR is 0.5%, right? Let's say for example, right now, if you bump it to 0.75, that's actually a 50% bump. So if you get 50% more clicks, you're potentially getting 50% more results. That's what I was actually kind of like illustrating in the video itself. So I did not really talk about what I did, but essentially CTR are usually related to the creative. So basically what I do when I work with my clients for optimization is we actually analyze the campaign on a weekly basis, and we build hypothesis and we test the hypothesis week in, week out. And usually we will get better results over time. We may not be able to hit the right chord or, like the right combination at the get-go, but it's always about constantly testing new variables and all that. So when you have a creative issue, the easiest way is to actually test new creative. So if we are able to have a creative that actually brings the CTR to 0.75 from 0.5, for example, that's a win. And we have to observe whether the people that we brought in are the correct ones, because having more clicks may not be, like useful if the clicks does not convert, right? So we have a lot of cases where we brought in the wrong people from the front end. So we may have to go back to the drawing board and recreate a creative from like from scratch, and give different angles to make sure that we are actually getting the message across effectively to bring in the right people. So that's what we do week in, week out. So if you're talking about what I was doing, actually we were testing creative. If usually the CTR is always about the creative testing, but it's also about messaging. When I say creative, a lot of people would think that, oh, you gotta just beautiful things and all that. No, it's about the message. Sometimes when you do too much on the creative itself, you might end up doing the wrong thing as you bring in the wrong people. So we have a lot of angles to look into, yeah. But if you're talking about we add more creative to the previous, no, actually. What we usually do is we may split different ad set to test different creative and all that, basically. But adding more is a way to do it, yes, but we have to be really careful about how do we add it in. So we do not actually have more than 5 creative at one go in one ad set, because you know that the budget will not be distributed evenly. But eventually it's really about, one step at a time. We try to find things that, like first, I think eventually when it comes to meta ads optimization, we will try to look at the overall campaign to find out what's working. So the CTR is one possibility, CPM is another possibility, and the customer journey has a lot more different possibilities. So yeah, that's what I was talking about in the video itself, right? But if you really kind of like need help to know what's working and what's not working in your campaign, and like understand what are the next steps that you can take, I would recommend that you take this gig. This is where I will review your Facebook ads campaign. And first thing first, I'll build a dashboard, and I will tell you that these are all the metrics that you need to track, you need to measure in sequence. I'll build a dashboard for you in your ads manager. And then after that, I will analyze for you, as in like we will go through the metrics. I'll guide you, like teach you how to analyze, or what is the CTR like, what is the CPM like, and all that. Now, what is this related to another metric, and how do we make decision based on that? So I'll teach you. And as we analyze, I will also draw hypotheses from there. And I'll build you a plan about what are the few things that you can do in the coming weeks, for example, hopefully to take your campaign to the next level. So if that's something that you're looking for, scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, of course, and we can actually have a 30-minute one-on-one Zoom ads audit or ads review, to look at your campaign and find out how to take it to the next level. All right, if that's what you want, scan this, and I look forward to work with you. Now, the next one is coming from Carl. Anyway, so you're saying that you're going crazy to where this payment can be changed and updated. Well, payment method can be changed in the payment settings. In the ads manager, you go to settings and go to payment settings. It can be changed over there. It's not really complicated, but it really depends on what kind of, like for example, different country has got different offers. As in, like, I was working with a client from like Germany, or was it Italy? So they have PayPal as a payment option, but we don't have it in Malaysia. So it really depends. Okay. So I mean, the most common one is definitely, what do we call the credit card? But if you are having a personal, like if you are talk about like bank transfer kind of thing, it's really a personal ad account. Then you have like maybe bank transfer, prepaid and all these kind of things. So yeah, but everything is in the payment settings. So just go there and try to figure out. But if you need help, sometimes this can be a little bit of, like intimidating, and you don't know what to look at. Scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, of course, and we can actually have 30 minutes over Zoom, and you share a screen. I'll walk you through about things that you need to understand and stuff like that. So if that's what you need, then scan this QR code, and I look forward to work with you. Now, then we come to the last question over here. So this question is really something beyond my league, but anyway, I have to bring it up because you're asking about removing your pre-enroll. Remove pre-enroll from your account. You have monetized your page, but you are not receiving earning because your page is in pre-enroll. Frankly, I don't understand. Yes, I don't understand. So yeah, seriously, I have not come across anything about like pre-enroll thing, but yeah, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to help you. But if you really kind of like, first thing first, reach out to Facebook about this pre-enroll thing and see whatever they can say about it, and try to look for some videos on Google. I believe somebody are talking about it as well. I don't want you to scan the QR code to buy me dinner or whatnot, because that's not really something that I can help with. But I want to let you know that I'm not familiar with this, but if you do have any Facebook ads related questions, I would definitely happy to help. But when it comes to monetization, that's beyond my league. Right? I'm sorry, but thanks for joining me. So that's basically all the questions that I get. Now let's take a look at the comments over here. Okay, so we have Amy from AC Media. You have a question for me, all right? So the question goes, you want to run ads. Wait, let me bring this up first. So you're saying that you want to run ads for a local business. You want to generate 10 to 15 appointments every single month. So you want to keep the client for at least 2 to 3 years. What would be the best strategy for that? Wow. Oh, that's very interesting question. First thing first, I don't think there is a valid or so-called proven strategy that we can keep our client for 2 to 3 years. To be frank, I don't want to keep my clients for 2 to 3 years because I get bored working on the same project or same business for too long. But anyway, if that's what your goal is, I guess the only way to do that is to make them happy, create them good leads, generate them good leads, give them good appointments, make them business, and prove that you are valuable, then definitely they will want to keep you. So, but when it comes to the strategy of generating 10 to 15 appointments every single month, I think that really comes back to how the business is being conducted. Obviously appointment means you're probably doing a lead gen, but lead gen also we have a lot of options, whether it's a lead form, messenger, WhatsApp, whatever that works better for the business. And of course, we also have to look at the so-called the business model, the journey. When the lead comes in, how soon you guys get to it, and how do you nurture them, how many touch point you make with them in order to kind of like nurture them to get them ready for all this. There are many things that we have to look into. So I may not be able to just give you what strategy would work for that, but it's really about testing and try and errors, running it as you move along. So lead gen, I mean, obviously that's what I think, but it's quite vague, to be frank. But seriously, I think that's my answer to your question, because it's really a wide context. I hope that helps you. But if you need more help, vague questions like this are a bit difficult. But if you have a more specific question, like I've been running ads and I'm getting like 3 appointments, how can I make it to 5? Then I'm interested. So you can actually scan or this QR code or the other one that you're looking at, or you will, let's analyze the number, let's analyze the campaign and see what else we can do to take the campaign to the next level. That's really what I love doing and what I specialize in. But when it comes to strategy, it's a very big question. So it's really something that, like, for example, I've got clients that's getting like 20, 30 appointments every month and they're happy about it. But we are in different country. Whatever work here, I put it back into your situation. It may not work because people, like, let's say certain countries just don't like leads. They just don't do leads. They want to get messenger. So it really depends on the business itself. So I guess it's really about getting started and, tuning it, tweaking it as we move along and perfecting it as you move along. All right. But thanks for the question, Amy. All the best. And Roy, what's up? Good evening. Good evening. Thanks for joining me. I guess that's pretty much it. All right. Thank you so much. And if you need more help, then scan this QR code, buy me a dinner, and I'm happy to work with you over Zoom for 30 minutes or so. But nonetheless, I do this every Sunday night. Just come back next week, same time at 10 p.m. Malaysia time, to listen to my questions and my rambling and all that. So anyway, that's it. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good night, and I will see you next week. Good night. Bye.